I think that virtual reality has, and I'll make this statement, has graduated from the completely experimental phase into sort of, a bit of an adolescence that, we can kind of hang our hats on a little bit, and continue to work forward. So virtual reality has been a big thing for 2016 as well. But VR, it kind of casts a big umbrella. It's not only what you can see in a head-mounted display. We're making the case that VR is also something that you can see on your smartphone, that you can do on your tablet, that maybe you can utilize an Apple TV for, that there's other ways to experience VR. And certainly once the head-mounted displays get there, it's the best way to do it. But we've been experimenting with, what we call the magic window, basically, using your accelerometer or your finger really to kind of navigate around a frame. And what I'd submit is that VR is becoming what I would call the second screen 2.0, in that it winds up being a much more intriguing companion product than the types of things that we figured out, what we figured out when we were doing the second screen in the traditional way. So I think that, yeah, you're right, that the headsets have a long way to go. However, I think there's other ways that we can innovate and get people interested and still produce a compelling product with or without them. I think that anybody who says that VR is great because it gives you the best seat in the house probably hasn't seen it. And by that I mean that, right now the technology is such that, you can't do that. You can't just put a camera out and let it go. There needs to be an element of storytelling and production that still engages the audience. And what we feel is that you also need to give the audience something else to do. VR in and of itself isn't enough yet to compel an audience to, really look at it for more than a minute or two. So whether you're doing VR replay, or you're doing some VOD, or you're doing, augmented reality graphics in VR, you need to give the audience something more. And, interestingly, and to my first point, that also helps us think about some different things about how we can combine VR and the linear experience to kind of make them all swim in the same direction.